if you look at the European market and the way they think about motorcycles, most of them get the smaller bikes that we over here like wish we could get, right? Now, having said that, one of the bikes that I would consider getting in place of this or in addition to is the Aprilia RS125 two-stroke. That bike is a beast. It is they sell a MotoGP replica. It's available here in the States, but only as a track bike. I understand that you can get the bike already comes with the headlights set up in the front, and I believe it has a brake light put in the rear. And you have to get the wiring loom or the wiring harness to hook everything up to get it registered as a street bike. Now, having said that, depending on the laws in your states, have what they call anti-knock laws or whatever, which was legislation to eventually phase out a lot of like the two-stroke things. But I believe in certain circumstances you can and in certain states you can register the bike as a composite, what they would call a composite bike, and get a composite registration for the bike. So, about the RS125, there's like tons of videos on YouTube here about that bike. Those bikes, if they're tuned, if de-restricted, okay, we're talking about a 125cc MotoGP replica bike. It has, what sets that bike apart from these American market and or UK market 254 strokes is the Aprilia RS125 has a proper aluminum frame. Aluminum, I mean, everything is aluminum. The chassis is aluminum. The swing arm is aluminum. It has proper inverted front racing forks. I mean, they spared no expense with respect to parts on the bike. It's a liquid-cooled 125 two-stroke. Apparently, it gets anywhere between 50 and 60 miles to the gallon, I suppose, if you go easy on it. And the bike will do, as I started to say before, the bike will do, I think it's anywhere from 110 to 115 miles an hour if you de-restrict it, which would, and it has, at the rear, the bike weighs less than 300 pounds, or about 300 pounds wet, which is about 40 pounds lighter than even this bike here. And that's about 70 pounds lighter than the Ninja 300. So do the math. I mean, you have 30 horsepower at the wheel, right? Right there. Not there at the crank, but at the wheel. 30 horsepower. Properly tuned. That bike will, will embarrass pretty much, well, I would say most novice or intermediate riders that are on a 600 or on leader bikes. It's just, the little bike is a terror. I mean, it's, you want to talk about a proper race bike. That's why it's a MotoGP replica. But anyway, I'm babbling because I have an enthusiasm for things like that.
Television, one word, maybe on TV.
Forms well, extremely well, I might add, on back roads and in and around town. I mean, if you want to dance around traffic, this is a perfect bike. I mean, it's light, but it's very stable.